Hello students, this is Miss Jones coming to you live from Miss Jones' Kitchen. What I'm here to talk to you about today is how to transfer a reference image, like the one you're seeing here, onto a piece of linoleum, like the one you see here. Now, most importantly, you want to have the reference image and the linoleum roughly the same size. So this is about a 4x8 image, so 4 inches wide, maybe not even 8 inches, maybe about 6 inches tall. That's a really good image to transfer over because it fits really nicely onto the linoleum. What you're going to do is you're going to start by taking a pencil and you are going to retrace all of the contours of that image in pencil, especially the most important ones. Now, I'm not going to retrace everything, but I'm going to get some of the most important lines. So you can see I'm tracing the shadow line here, just using a regular number 2 pencil. You could also use your drawing pencils for this. That would work really well. Let me go ahead and get this layer in. I'm working through the foreground, the middle ground, and now the background. I might bring in some of these kind of wrinkles and crevices. And then I definitely want to outline the hoodoo in the picture here. So again, just like we've done in the past when we did the bug plates and when we did our endangered animal prints, we want to create a contour drawing of that design. And that's what we're going to be transferring over onto the linoleum. Hey, that music was part of my ambiance, Dylan. You should turn that back on. Thank you. That's my son, Dylan. Okay, so I'm about done here. I'm just outlining the basic shapes, but I also need to put in that horizon line because that's going to separate the earth from the sky. So something kind of like that, where you can see all of the major shapes have been outlined. There's a lot of little details out in here. I'm not going to draw all of that in because I can come back in and kind of sketch that out by hand, or this might even be an area where I choose to do a pattern instead of drawing in all these little mesas and things. I could also do a pattern in the sky. I could add a moon. I could enhance this and make this my own. And that's one of the things that you will want to do is you'll want to make the drawing or the image your own, right? You're working from probably someone else's photograph or idea, but it's important that you make that idea your own. You don't want to just copy someone else's work. That is copyright. So I'm going to take the basic shapes that I'm seeing here, and I am going to redraw them on top of the linoleum. So I'm going to line up my artwork on top of the linoleum. This would probably be easier if you guys cut it out and then tape it down. You know, you can always flip it over too and then make sure that the artwork is actually aligned. I don't have any tape with me, so I'm just going to fold that over so I know where that kind of begins. And then I'm going to take my pencil and I am going to shade the back of the artwork here, or back of the image. And I'm going to do this over the entire back of the artwork. Kind of hard to get around those edges, so just be careful as you're doing this. I know that looks terrible. But what you're hoping for here is that those lines that you drew are going to rub off on your linoleum. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Again, this is just going to give me a rough outline of the composition that I'm going for. And let's see. I got a little bit of one. You can see a little bit of the hoodoo showing up right here. I might need to press just a little bit harder in some of those areas. So again, I'd recommend using like your 4B or your 6B drawing pencil when you do this, rather than just a number 2 pencil, which is what this is. Your transfer will probably be a lot smoother and it'll be a lot easier to see. But for me, this is pretty good. You know, I don't need a full copy. I just want kind of a rough outline. And you can see there it is. It's a very rough, very faint outline of the original image. And then remember, it's going to be in reverse. Now, to finalize this, I'm going to take my Sharpie marker and I'm going to redraw all of those lines. And I'm kind of looking at my drawing as I'm doing this to make sure I'm not missing anything. So that's one of those little hoodoos, kind of right there. And there's this interesting little outcropping of rock right here. Comes down like so. And then I've got my hoodoo. Something kind of like this. The rock formation out there. My horizon line didn't show up very good, so I'm just going to kind of sketch that in how I want it. Maybe there's like a little mesa out there. So just some basic shapes here. That's pretty good composition, but keep in mind, if I just go and like carve out these black lines, I'm just going to have a solid black print with just these white lines. It's going to be really boring. So I need to look at like my shadows, right? This is kind of like what Everett Roos did. So I notice right here, there's like a really strong shadow shape along this little feature, this kind of sandstone feature in the front here. And the shadow kind of does something like this, right? So I want to do something like that where the shadow comes off of here. And then this is all going to be in shadow, so it actually kind of goes this way. So that would all be in black. So I'm actually going to shade that in with my Sharpie. Whatever you color in black, you will not carve out, right? So you can see here, I've drawn in that same shape. And now I'm going to color that shape in black so that I know not to carve that out when I go to do the actual carving part of the lino cut. This may take a little bit of time. But it will really help to guide your carving if you understand what's going to remain a positive shape, what's going to remain a negative, what's going to be carved, and what isn't. Now, one of the other things that you have to consider in this lino cut is that you need to have some sort of texture, right? So you don't necessarily have to color everything in solid black. I noticed, for example, that on this rock right here, there's lots of textures, right? So instead of just leaving that whole thing white, I can draw in some of the lines that I see. There's a texture kind of in here of the rock. Maybe I just draw in some kind of rough looking lines. Sorry, sometimes I don't know if I'm in the camera or not. So something kind of like that. And then I can see there's a nice strong shadow right through here. But maybe this one's a little bit lighter, so I might do like a shadow face right there. Again, it's this shape here. Maybe this one I'm just gonna carve like little lines out of. You could also, instead of coloring the whole thing in, you could just kind of shade it in with little lines. That would work too. And I'm gonna just kind of suggest a few more textures kind of right through there. The ground here too, that's gonna be really boring if I just leave it like this. It's just gonna be solid black. So even having the suggestion of a few lines in here, maybe there's even a plant, right? Like a little, maybe I've got some sagebrush growing down here, right? And I'm gonna drop in the suggestion of some plants kind of down here in the corner that I could kind of carve around, right? So you can see I'm starting to bring in texture through the rock formations. I'll continue to do that. You can see there's a really strong shadow on this side of the hoodoo and then underneath. So like up here at the top, it's all in light, but then underneath here, that's all gonna be in shadow. So I'll carve that area out and it kind of comes down across like that. There's some lines that kind of wrap around, like the wind has blown the sand, it's kind of twisted. And then there's a shadow that comes down, kind of the face here. Remember, the light is coming from this direction, so it's like the sun setting this way. That's why this face is lit up, things like that. Or it's hard to it's kind of hard to do in reverse, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's like a little light shining on some rock there. And then this kind of comes down through here. So all of this is gonna be in shadow as well. So that's that front face, kind of a wrinkle in the rock right there. So kind of like that. And then it looks like this, a lot of this is in shadow too. There's some sort of rocky outcropping there. Again, this isn't exactly like the photo. I'm just kind of making it my own. But I'm definitely adding in positive and negative shapes, which is really the key here. So I might like that, like maybe that all of that is shadow. And maybe it's kind of more lit up. You know, there's like these bumps that are lit up in the rock like so. And that part too. Right? So I've got some good texture so far, but it still needs a little bit of work. You know, I'll go in and add a little bit more detail, kind of detail out the edges of the rocks. Maybe there's some sandstone, like those really cool sweeping windblown sandstone, petrified sandstone marks. The sky, I definitely want to do some sort of really cool pattern in it. So I'm thinking something maybe on a diagonal. You could do, maybe there's a sun instead with radiating lines. That would be interesting. Some clouds would be interesting. But whatever I do, I am going to need some sort of pattern. I'm trying to think about what would work here. I did do like a setting sun. Maybe we'll do some kind of rings around it, and then keep in mind I'm going to have to carve out like all of these shapes. So I'm going to do something kind of more stylized here. Obviously those don't really look like sun rays, but from a stylized perspective they could be, right? So something kind of like that. And I'm just gonna keep going here. We're listening to Blues Hour on KRSCL, just if you're wondering what the musical accompaniment is in the background. So now I've got kind of a cool like sunray pattern happening back here. Right, so something kind of like that. And then I have to decide, you know, am I gonna carve around these? Like, is this part going to be black? Probably. And then the rays are gonna be white. But then will that also mess up the shadow in here? That's something you have to think about. Like, how am I gonna get the edge of my hoodoo to stand out if it's in shadow? Right? We don't wanna carve right up to that, so there should definitely be a space there. That's kind of the tricky part when you do like a shadow edge next to a shadow edge, is how do you create contrast between the two? That comes up a lot with this type of printmaking. All right, so you guys kind of get the basic gist of it, right? Transfer the image over, shade the back, you draw the contours, shade it over, and then you get in there with your Sharpie and you start drawing the rest of the image in Sharpie. Hopefully this was helpful. It's kind of long. Anyway, email me if you have further questions. Happy drawing.